We have some breaking news on this fine Thursday as the San Francisco 49ers have signed a kicker. More on that. Also, a new Nick Bosa contract update from both John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. This is the San Francisco 49ers report by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr., and this is why you subscribe to the show. With this video, can we get to 84,000 subscribers? I think we can. We're 45 people away. And this is why you subscribe, because anytime the Niners make a move, we provide details, analysis, and dissect all of the transactions that happen, so make sure you hit that sub button. Adam Schefter breaking the news this morning, just a little while ago, that the Niners are signing former Steelers and Chiefs kicker Matthew Wright, who spent this summer in Carolina's camp, didn't win that job. He was let go, didn't crack that 53-man roster, and now the Niners are signing him to the practice squad. San Francisco, of course, needs kicker insurance for the injured Jake Moody. So if Jake Moody can't go week one on the road against the Steelers, Matthew Wright will get the nod. And I like this move for a couple of reasons. Most importantly, because of this. Matthew Wright has had 2 stints with the Pittsburgh Steelers in his career. He knows how the winds howl at that stadium in Pittsburgh, with wind coming in from the Three Rivers as well as the mountains that kind of surround that stadium. In 2020, got his start in his NFL career, played 3 games with Pittsburgh. In 2021, pretty much a full season with the Jacksonville Jaguars, 14 games there. In 2022, replaced Harrison Butker with the Kansas City Chiefs. He kicked in 2 games with KC, and also with Pittsburgh last year, 4 games with the Steelers. So I like the thinking here, because Wright has kicked at Acrisure Stadium. Used to be Heinz Field. The naming rights now going to Acrisure, and it's historically been a very difficult place for kickers to kick. And San Francisco is going into this game on the road as 2.5-point favorites. So the odds makers believe this game is going to be decided by a field goal or less. And it could come down to either the rookie Jake Moody, who was shaky at best in the preseason, or it could come down to Matthew Wright. And if Wright knows the direction in which he's kicking in can cause the ball to either fade, draw, slice, or have some type of movement, he has experience kicking at that stadium in Pittsburgh. His career numbers up to this point, a little bit surprising. He hasn't been able to remain with the team for a long time. 40 of 46, that's good for 87%. Not bad by any stretch. A long of 59, so he does have the leg to get it done from a long distance. 59 yards is no joke. And on his PATs, been pretty efficient, especially in nowadays NFL, when the PAT over the last couple of years has been moved back. 35 of 37 from that distance as well. So again, if Jake Moody cannot go, Matthew Wright will get the nod. He does count towards the Niners practice squad. He can be a game day elevation. Of note here as well, Kyle Shanahan, in speaking with the media yesterday, said that Moody, with that quad injury, is progressing well. But with those muscle and soft tissue injuries, you never know when there can be a setback, especially given the explosiveness that has to take place when you do kick a football. It's not an easy job, as we know. So are you concerned about the Niners kicker situation going into the opener? Give me a Y for yes or an N for no. When you look at the spread, I am a little bit concerned, because this game is going to be a feisty one. It's going to be an all-out brawl, in my opinion. Pittsburgh is no joke. I think they're going to be one of those teams this year that makes a dramatic leap forward. Mike Tomlin will have his guys ready to play, and historically, the Steelers, starting off the season in Pittsburgh in their own friendly confines, they often win a lot of their season openers. Coming up next on the show, a new Nick Bosa update, as John Lynch just got done an interview on KNBR. Kyle Shanahan also addressing the Nick Bosa trade rumors. More on that here just around the corner. First, though, on yesterday's show, I think I was looking pretty fresh in the new Marine layer. On today's show, another new shirt. Appreciate them for sponsoring the show today. You can get 15% off your order by plugging in that link at the bottom of your screen here, marinelayer.com/chat15. I found the softest shirts mankind has ever made. Imagine the softest thing that you've ever touched. I don't know, think about kittens, freshly fallen snow, cuddling with your significant other. Now times that by 1,000. Marine Layer, go-to brand for great fitting and stylish closet staples. Based out of California for the faithful and the Niner gang out there. Marine Layer clothes are that perfect mix of laid-back style that also looks and feels premium. What I love about their shirts, how they stay soft no matter what, and regardless of how many times you wash them. It's time to invest in a wardrobe that will actually last for you, and you'll get to look fresh too. For a limited time only, our listeners get an exclusive 15% off your discount with the code CHAT15 at marinelayer.com. And for all my music junkies out there, Marine Layer just dropped a line featuring classic bands like the Grateful Dead. Trizzy and I had a blast at the Dead & Company concert a little bit earlier this summer here in Dallas. Bob Marley, Cream, Led Zeppelin, Crosby, Nash and Stills, Pink Floyd. I love music, man, because my music bank, is very, very vast. Each shirt features one of the Bill Graham legendary Fillmore posters. You can finally rock a great fitting and quality band t-shirt that will last. And I think we can all admit the perfect tee can be hard to find. Look no further than Marine Layer. Once again, 50% off using the code CHAT15 at marinelayer.com/chat15. That's code CHAT15 for 15% off. And on today's show, if you like what I'm rocking here, I always like the blue colors. The ladies say it brings out my eyes. It's the Conrad sweater in oatmeal blue stripe. You can get that as well. Check it out on the site. Link is hanging out in the comment section and in the description of this video. We round out the show with this. John Lynch just got off the airwaves on KNBR. Of course, inevitably, he was asked about Nick Bosa. He said, quote, "No updates. Communication is good. It's healthy." More from Lynch on Bosa. As things get closer, sure, that becomes more present because people will talk about it more. There are no updates. The communication is ongoing. It's good. It's healthy. We're working to get something done. Now, as for San Francisco, trading Nick Bosa. We talked about this yesterday, the Reddit conspiracy theory from a commenter on the Niners Report who also took to Reddit to say Nick Bosa could be traded to an AFC team. Shanahan and Lynch kept it short and sweet when they were pressed about trading Bosa, the defending Defensive Player of the Year. They simply said, no, we're not going to do that. Kyle Shanahan on Bosa. I thought it would come probably at this time, that contract, just looking at the history of those things, and I'm really hoping it gets done. I know they're working tirelessly at it. He's talking about the front office here, but hopefully we can get him in here sooner as compared to later. You guys know how we feel about Nick, and we all know how good of a player he is. Hopefully we can come to terms soon and get him here as fast as possible. And I want to go back to this quote because all throughout this offseason, I've kind of pointed to this. Months ago, General Manager John Lynch had said Nick Bosa is budgeted for. If any team calls about a Nick Bosa trade, we're going to hang up and not even field those calls. If John Lynch had some plans for this front office to put some money aside for Nick Bosa and pay him this contract that we expect to be the highest paid deal in the history of the NFL for a defensive player, and he literally said that money is put aside for Bosa and he is, quote, budgeted for, why is he not in camp? Why is Nick Bosa still holding out? Why is it about to be September and Nick Bosa is still without a deal? That part doesn't make any sense to me. He wins Defensive Player of the Year last year. He had 18.5 sacks. The year before that, 15.5 sacks. You exercise his fifth-year option so that this year he's on the books for just under $18 million. What changed? You knew that he was going to demand a higher contract than Aaron Donald. He's the younger and better player right now as compared to Aaron Donald. So when things like this linger, you bring some of this drama and some of this controversy on yourself. And this is why the fan base is kind of getting impatient here because this has been an offseason that's been full of weird vibes for a team that has Super Bowl aspirations. You have quarterback drama, the Trey Lance trade, weird kicker situation. Kyle Shanahan is starting to get snippy with the media, and Nick Bosa is still holding out, and it's the last day of August. He's not in camp, and you take the field in Pittsburgh in just a few days on September 10th in a game that is going to be a difficult and very physical matchup against a playoff caliber team to kick off your season, and Nick Bosa might not be on the field. You have to find a way to get this deal done so that Bosa is on the field and not on a pitch count. Because if Bosa is on a pitch count, that spells disaster for San Francisco because this defense simply is not the same without the services of the best pure edge rusher on the defensive line at defensive end for San Francisco. Is it Parag who is making this go on and on and on? Is it the language of the contract, signing bonus, guaranteed money, years length of it? Who the hell knows? What I do know, you have to find a way to get this deal done as soon as possible. Can the Niners win against the Steelers without Bosa, or if he's on a pitch count playing limited snaps? W for win, L for lose. Once again, let me know in the comments section. Feel free to interact with me on Twitter and Instagram at Chase_Senior. Give me a follow. Don't be a stranger. Slide in the DMs. Say what's up. Matthew Wright to the practice squad. He'll get elevated to the active roster if Jake Moody can't go, and he'll kick for San Francisco week 1, and a new Nick Bosa update all coming your way on today's 49ers Report. Thanks for watching.